Have you ever gazed into the abyss of adversity and pondered why some emerge victorious while others falter? We have a beacon of hope and determination, none other than David Goggins, a retired Navy SEAL, a relentless ultramarathon runner, and an inspiring motivational speaker. Goggins exemplifies the power of never backing down and tenacity. His journey to success, albeit adorned with hardships and struggles, serves as a testament to the strength of human spirit. Goggins' life was never a bed of roses, was not cradled in luxury. Instead, his early years were tainted by poverty, prejudice, and physical abuse, yet he chose not to be engulfed by these adversities. Rather, he harnessed them and used them as the catalyst in his quest for greatness. His mantra, courageously embrace suffering. His belief, the transformative power of suffering. For Goggins, suffering is not a dreaded circumstance to be avoided, but a vital part of the journey to triumph. When we are confronted with our darkest hour, when we are tested to our breaking point, it is then that we uncover our hidden strengths. Drawn from the depths of his own experiences, Goggins transformed himself from a 300-pound exterminator with bleak future to an astounding athlete and a respected military figure. This journey was not a walk in the park. It was plagued with physical pain and mental torment. Yet he found strength in his suffering. He ran on broken legs. He persevered through pneumonia. He battled the biting cold. He withstood unbearable pain. His motivation? The knowledge that beyond that pain lay a stronger, more resilient version of himself. With this mindset, he achieved astonishing feats of endurance and strength. Over 60 ultramarathons, triathlons, and ultra-triathlons, setting new records and consistently placing in the top 5. Additionally, he is the only U.S. Armed Forces member to have completed Navy SEAL training, U.S. Army Ranger School, and Air Force Tactical Air Controller training. Just as Goggins believes embracing suffering paves the way for growth, resilience, and immense strength. Yes, it's a challenging path, but every step is worth it. Because on this path, we do more than merely endure, we conquer. We do more than just survive, we thrive. This is the power and privilege of embracing suffering. Remember, when the storm rages, the brave push through. This is a belief deeply woven into the very fabric of David Goggins' existence. David Goggins, a man who is a living testament to the sheer power of resilience, has demonstrated that when the road is steep and treacherous, it's time to rise above and soar. His never back down stance is not just a catchy phrase, it's a way of life. Now realize that Goggins didn't wake up one day and decide to become the epitome of grit. He confronted adversity, he weathered challenges, and he wrestled with his own inner turmoil. Yet he never bowed down. He ran hundreds of miles in a single stretch, endured some of the most demanding military training and established world records, all born from his unwavering resolve. But understand, this spirit is not solely about physical prowess. It's about the strength of the mind and the heart. It's about tenacity, it's about perseverance. It's about a laser-like focus on your goal and the relentless pursuit of it, regardless of the hurdles that lie in your path. Take, for instance, his journey to break the pull-up world record. After 2 unsuccessful attempts and multiple injuries, it would have been easy to walk away. But Goggins, he dug deeper, pushed harder, and on his 3rd try, he soared. He accomplished 4,030 pull-ups in the span of 17 hours. This, my friends, is the true essence of never backing down. Now, what does this mean for us? It means that regardless of the challenges life launches at us, we must not waver. Whether it's a personal aspiration, a professional hurdle, or a trying circumstance in life, we must confront it with courage. We must strive to push our boundaries beyond what we perceive as our limits, in the same way Goggins did. We must continue to persevere, even when we are exhausted, even when we are in pain, even when every fiber of our being is screaming at us to stop. Because that's when we flourish. That's when we fortify our strength. That's when we discover our true potential. It isn't a walk in the park, it meant to be. But as Goggins beautifully exemplifies, to never back down is to relentlessly pursue progress, irrespective of how daunting the circumstances may appear. Physical prowess may have its place, but according to Goggins, it is the undeniable strength of the mind that truly makes a difference. Unleash your imagination and picture your mind as a soft, untouched palm. Life's trials, akin to jagged rocks and sharp edges, may seem daunting, even threatening, but bear this in mind. Just as our hands, through constant friction and pressure, build calluses, our minds too are capable of sculpting a formidable layer of resilience, a layer that shields us from life's harshest elements. This, my friends, is the calloused mind that David Goggins speaks of. An unfaltering, fortified mental fortress built brick by brick from the fragments of experience, adversity, and failure. A calloused mind belongs to those who do not cower in the face of discomfort, but rather embrace it, recognizing it as a stepping stone to growth. It is the mental armor of those who stare adversity in the face and scoff, "Is that all you've got?" You may be wondering, how can I too develop this indomitable, calloused mind? It begins with a single step beyond the confines of comfort. It starts with the courage to constantly push boundaries and confront your limits. It's about not merely tolerating discomfort, but actively seeking it, recognizing that it is in this discomfort that the seeds of growth are sown. Faced with a challenge? Stand firm. Embrace the struggle, the discomfort, and the pain. Each time you do this, you are adding a new layer to your mental fortress, molding yourself into a formidable force of resilience and strength. It's also about embracing failure, not as a setback, but as a stepping stone to greatness. Each stumble should be seen as a chance to learn, to grow, and to fortify your mental toughness. And above all, it's about persistence. Just as a physical callus takes time to form, so too does a mental one. It's a journey, not a destination, but with each step, with every struggle, with each failure, you're becoming tougher, stronger, more resilient. With a calloused mind, we become an immovable force, capable of leaping over any hurdle that dares to stand in our path. Imagine a world with no boundaries, a world where our limitations are nothing more than figments of our imagination. This is the world of David Goggins, a man who took the concept of limitations and shattered it into 1,000 pieces. Goggins preaches a gospel of boundless potential, an anthem that rings out, declaring that the only true obstacle we face is the one we erect in our minds. He paints a picture of self-imposed as invisible fences, blocking our path to greatness. He then dares us, yes, dares us, to question these fences, to challenge them, and then, with a resounding crash, to demolish them. Picture Goggins' own journey. Born into society, whispered that he would never reach anything beyond mediocrity. But he rejected this prophecy. He challenged himself, pushed himself beyond the edge of comfort, beyond the fences others erected for him and those he had built for himself. From an overweight exterminator, he arose as a world-renowned ultramarathon runner, a pull-up champion breaking records, and a respected Navy SEAL. This rebirth was not easy. It demanded more than just physical strength. It called for an unyielding mental fortitude, a refusal to be boxed in by the comfort and norms. Goggins journeyed into the realm of discomfort, into the cradle of growth. He would run until his legs screamed at him to stop, and then he would run some more. He welcomed the pain, the fatigue, the fear, not as fences, but as doorways to strength and resilience. So what does this mean for us? It beckons us to reevaluate the fences we've built for ourselves. Are they truly our boundaries, or are they simply comfortable corners we're too frightened to leave? Are we chaining ourselves to mediocrity, blocking our path to greatness? Goggins' philosophy is a clarion call, a call to venture beyond these assumed boundaries, to reach for the stars. He urges us to challenge ourselves, to step into the uncomfortable, to meet our fears, and to demolish the fences in our minds. But remember, this journey is not about comparison or striving for an elusive perfection. It's about challenging ourselves, about being a better version of ourselves today than we were yesterday, about constantly pushing our limits and growing stronger with each step. Our self-imposed limitations, as Goggins invites us, is the first stride towards achieving the extraordinary. In a society driven by objectives, we often lose sight of the ride. Here, let's shift focus to Goggins. For him, the journey is an enchanting canvas that paints the picture of success. We often find ourselves staring at the end game, the grand finale, bypassing the true essence of the journey. Yet David Goggins, a man who has dared to stretch his body and mind beyond imaginable lengths, highlights the significance of embracing the process more than the result itself. Goggins' mantra isn't about the glorious victory lap. It radiates with the spirit of the sweat, the hustle, the moments of exhilaration, and the moments of desolation experienced along the way. He discerns that it's within the process we expand, it's within the process we unmask our true selves, it's within the process we galvanize our abilities to conquer our ambitions. So how do we divert our gaze from the goal to the journey? It springs from being present, being completely absorbed in what you are doing right now, undeterred by the future or the past. It implies plunging into the task in front of you, combating discomfort and seeking pleasure in the challenge. It's about setting incremental, realistic goals. Goggins didn't just rise one day and sprint 100 miles. He began with a single mile, then 2, and then 3, progressively augmenting his stamina. Each minor triumph ignited his determination and kept him engrossed in the journey. Finally, it's welcoming failure. Failure is not a signpost to surrender. It's an invitation to acquire knowledge, adapt, and persevere. By concentrating on the process, you reinterpret failure, not as a hindrance, but as a leverage to reach your dreams. Remember, it's less about the destination, more about the journey. By homing in on the process, you don't merely accomplish your dreams, you evolve into a stronger, more tenacious version of yourself. That, my friend, is the ultimate triumph. Focusing on the process enables us to not just attain our goals, but also relish the mesmerizing journey that paves the way there. Imagine a realm so mesmerizing where strength and perfection is not the only beauty, but where Goggins inspires you to venture towards an unexpected path. A path where our weaknesses are not our flaws to be disguised, but they are our golden chances for growth and self-enhancement. Yes, we all have weaknesses, spheres in our lives where we stumble or falter, where we are not as potent or proficient as we aspire to be. But remember, instead of evading these areas, Goggins inspires us to face them courageously. By admitting our weaknesses, we are embarking on the first stride, vanquishing them. Yet just confessing isn't enough. We have to be audacious enough to work on them, to invest our precious time and effort to metamorphose these zones of weakness into zones of might. It's not about achieving perfection, it's about becoming more perseverant, more capable, more versatile individuals. It's about evolving our weaknesses into strengths, about utilizing our struggles as the fuel for our expedition. So, ready to embark on this journey? It all starts with self-awareness. We need to be truthful to ourselves about identifying our weak areas. Next, we need to set our goals just as we did while focusing on the process. These goals must be specific, measurable, achievable, and pertinent to our weaknesses. And lastly, it requires the determination of a warrior. Conquering our weaknesses is neither a swift nor an easy task. It demands devotion, effort, and a willingness to endure discomfort. But believe me, the rewards are a treasure worth possessing. By embracing our weaknesses, as Goggins encourages, we are not just becoming stronger individuals, but we are also becoming more harmonized with our inner self, more genuine and more relentless. Always remember, the journey to strength is not about concealing our weaknesses. It's about embracing them, working on them, and ultimately transmuting them into strengths. Consider David Goggins. He didn't reach the echelon he did by a twist of fate or a stroke of luck. Rather, he stands as a shining beacon to the transformative might of an unwavering work ethic. Indeed, he broke through barriers of pain, confronted his deepest fears, and refused to yield, even when destiny seemed to conspire against him. But how, you ask, can we forge such a work ethic? Let's embark on this journey together. It begins with a pledge to devote yourself to your aspirations, to invest time and effort, despite the hurdles or inconveniences you might face. It's about honoring your commitment, day in and day out, regardless of how you feel, and pouring your soul into it. It's about challenging your limits, pushing past the discomfort and the pain, for that's the crucible where growth is born. It's about raising the bar for yourself and refusing to accept. Never forget the power of perseverance. Remember, when you stumble, you rise again. When you face failure, you dust yourself off and strive again. When obstacles rear their heads, you find a way to surmount them. It's not about being the best, it's about becoming better than you were yesterday. Building a robust work ethic, as Goggins illustrates, is not just about reaching the pinnacle of success. It's about transforming into a person who can conquer any challenge, who can shatter any barrier, who can realize every dream they dare to dream. It's about becoming the finest version of yourself. Remember, a strong work ethic is not a birthright, it's a monument you construct. And like any architectural marvel, it demands effort, dedication, and resilience. But at the end of this arduous journey, you'll find a foundation sturdy enough to uphold you in the pursuit of any ambition you set for yourself. As we voyage through the inspiring journey of David Goggins, we reach a pivotal chapter, the power of embracing failure. Goggins, a beacon of determination, stands strong in the belief that failure is not a full stop, but a comma in the compelling story of success. He perceives failure as a remarkable opportunity, a doorway to knowledge, growth, and resilience. Failure is not a verdict, it's a choice. We can either let it chain us to our past, or we can harness it as a tool to strengthen ourselves and propel forward. Goggins, with unwavering resolve, chose the latter. He hugged failure, gleaned wisdom from it, and used it like wind beneath his wings. He was lucid in his understanding that every stumble, every hitch, and every hurdle is a chance to learn, to expand, and to outdo oneself. He transformed failure from a foe into an ally, making him stronger, more resilient, and more resolute. Embracing failure is not succumbing to defeat. It's recognizing that each setback is a setup for a triumph waiting to unfold. It's about mining wisdom from our mistakes, not ruminating in them. It's seeing failure as a stepping stone, not a stumbling block. So when you falter, don't let it dampen your spirits. Instead, welcome it. Draw lessons from it. Turn it into your powerhouse. Remember, failure is not the archenemy of success, it's an integral part of it. Goggins' story of embracing failure is a testament, a beacon that guides us to learn, to rise, and to evolve into the finest version of ourselves. Embarking deeper into the psyche of David Goggins, we stumble upon a bedrock of his belief: humility. Despite the towers of successes he has built, Goggins remains rooted and humble. This humility, an emblem of fragility, but a trophy of his might. He comprehends that each achievement is merely a milestone, and beyond each milestone lies another, waiting to be conquered. Maintaining humility, Goggins guarantees he never spirals into the pitfall of complacency. He carries an aura of approachability, relatability, and a mind receptive to innovation. His humility paves a path for connections deeper than the ocean, allowing him to gather wisdom from the experiences of others and evolve as a human. It's a gentle nudge reminding us that he, like us all, is human. We all harbor a blend of strengths and weaknesses, triumphs and defeats, and an endless potential growth. By embracing humility, we accept this truth. We prepare ourselves for absorbing knowledge, fostering growth, and enhancing our abilities. Humility, as portrayed by Goggins, anchors us and opens the doors to continual learning, serves as a beacon, reminding us that the journey is infinite. So as you chase your dreams, remember to wear humility like a badge. Remember, each victory is a stepping stone, not the final frontier. And remember, no matter the heights of your success, there will always be lessons to be learned, horizons to be chased, and victories to be claimed. Stepping into the heart of David Goggins' powerful philosophy, we discover a hidden gem: the unwavering determination to constantly propel oneself forward. Goggins isn't one to bask in his accomplishments. He has an insatiable thirst for more, an unending yearning to touch the stars, and an unbroken resolve to set audacious personal records. He passionately motivates us to emulate his spirit, to shatter the confines of mediocrity, to never settle for the status quo. He staunchly professes that by relentlessly pushing our limits, shattering our self-imposed barriers, and daring to venture beyond our comfort zones, we can unlock potential we never thought we possessed. It's not a race against others, but a quest to better ourselves, a journey to continually strive to metamorphose into the best possible versions ourselves. This indomitable spirit, this ceaseless ambition, is the beacon that sets Goggins apart. It's the spark that ignites inspiration it's the force that propels him to conquer ultra-marathons, shatter world records, and relentlessly chase more even when he's scaled pioneering heights. So, as we navigate the journey of life, let's borrow a page from Goggins' inspiring playbook. Let's fuel the fire to push ourselves, let's dare to dream bigger, let's strive to scale new. Because as Goggins illuminates, this unwavering resolve, this indefatigable pursuit for excellence, is the magic key that unlocks our untapped potential. It's the pathway to greatness, to transcendence into the best versions of ourselves. So, keep in mind, no matter how far you've journeyed, no matter the mountains you've conquered, there's an uncharted territory waiting for you. Keep propelling yourself forward. Keep daring to dream bigger. Keep aiming for the stars.